Hey, what's going on, man? So first and foremost, I want to thank you again for joining us on the series. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. Let's go ahead and jump into this. We've already talked about. We're going to talk about. We're going to go over three things on self-discipline. Number one, what is self-discipline? Number two, why is it necessary? And number three, what does it look like? To answer number one, what is self-discipline? To me, self-discipline is when you replace a desire with a purpose, right? When you replace a desire with a purpose. We put so much negative connotation on the word self-discipline, and we also do the same thing for the word diet. Jay, why are you talking about diets, man? Well, thank you for asking. Talking about diets because next week we're about to pig out. It's Thanksgiving. We're about to grub nasty. I don't blame you. Followed up by Christmas, another holiday where we can just grub sickly, and then followed up by New Year's. Everybody's going to set these weight loss goals. I need to lose weight. I have to lose weight. I have to lose weight. One thing, if you pay attention, if you've ever tried to lose weight or go on a diet, people say, I can't. Hold on. I can't go here. I can't eat this. I can't have this. I can't. Self-discipline to me, again, is when you replace a desire with a purpose. So instead of saying, I can't eat this piece of cake, instead of saying that, why don't we just get it ingrained in our heads instead of this negative connotation of I can't? My result is more important to me than this temporary thing right now. Guys, greatness to me is more important. Success, reaching my goals, making my dreams a reality is more important to me than these temporary setbacks, than having this cake, than going to these clubs and staying out late doing nothing. Like I gotta stay busy. I gotta stay in motion. Every single day I'm trying to be the best version of myself that I can possibly be. Every single day I wake up, my feet hit the floor, and I say, Jay, win today. Win today. So being self-disciplined or having replacing your desire, this cake, with a purpose to lose weight, as our example, that's more important to me. I'm not making the restrictions more important than I am why I'm setting them. Or if you want to break it down even further, self-discipline is a psychological transition from restriction to an empowering freedom. What's the empowering freedom? We focus a lot on the restriction, on the can't. What's the empowering freedom? The empowering freedom is this goal that I've set is more important to me. That I don't mind not eating this cake. I don't mind not having a nightlife. I don't mind. It does not bother me for folks to call me a homebody. I'm focused on my craft. For some of y'all, I don't mind being in the gym 24/7. I've set my goal. I have my dream, and I'm working hard to get there. Because I don't believe we're on this planet to be average. I really don't. But I also believe that if God's given us the ability, it's going to take work to reach our goals and reach our dreams and find our success. I truly believe that. Let's go on to number two. Why is self-discipline necessary? I say to produce results. Self-discipline is necessary to produce results. What are results? It's growth. My grandfather used to have a garden. And it seemed like every time that I would see my grandpa, every time I call him Papa. So if I say Papa, that's what I'm talking about. Every time that I would see Papa's garden, every single year, it would grow. So I began to think, man, well, why is Papa's garden growing? You know what I'm saying? Well, he planted his first crops, we'll call them, and they began to bear fruit. He'd have fruits, he'd have vegetables. What would he do? It would excite him. It would excite him, so he would plant more. And then those would grow. He would plant more. He did the work to put them in the ground, and now that they're growing, they're producing fruit. Self-discipline is necessary to produce fruit. Self-discipline is necessary for us to get to number three. We talked about we have a dream. Number two is the process, and number three is reaching our goals. It's necessary. Self-discipline is necessary in the process for us to get to number three. You can even look at athletes. You can even look at athletes, and matter of fact, last week there was a fight. I didn't watch the Cotto Canelo fight. If I'm saying that right, if I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. I watched last week. I watched Holly Holm and the Ronda Rousey fight. Now you could tell whenever you watched Holly Holm fight, she's been working. She's been in that gym. All of those grueling hours in the gym. I mean, just physically If you looked at Holly and you looked at Rhonda, you could physically see a difference. Somebody's been giving it all they had and somebody hadn't been. But once they started fighting, then it became very clear. Somebody's been working and somebody hasn't. Self-discipline is necessary for growth. Number two, or to produce results. Number two, self-discipline is necessary to build good habits. Now, I'm looking down on my notes, and I have this quote. I don't know who said it, but it's on my desk. And it says, if you plan to excel in the big things, you have to develop the habit in the small ones. If you plan to excel in the big things, you have to develop the habits in the small ones. In the time nobody's watching, in the times that nobody believes in you, in the times that it's just dark and it's just you by yourself, you have to develop the habit then. Success doesn't just happen. It's a result of hard work and developing good habits. I tell my kids, and if there's any kids watching right now, I would tell you as well, whenever you're in class, the habits you develop now are going to stick with you for the rest of your life. So those kids that would always find an excuse to not go to school end up being those adults that find every excuse to not go to work. Those kids that only give halfway until the teachers looked at them, until the teacher calls on them, and then they give all they have, become those adults that just whenever the boss is watching, they work hard. But when it's just them by themselves, they really don't do much. The kids that find a way to get better, to improve, to do extra credit are those employees at work that you see always staying busy, sweeping floors, stocking shelves, whatever the case might be. If you plan to excel in the big things, you have to develop the habit in the small ones. Why is success necessary? To produce results, and it's to build good habits. Number three, and we're almost done. Number three, what does success look like? Or what does self-discipline look like? To me, if I could paint a picture of self-discipline with just words, I would say, I wrote these down, I would say dedication, I would say loyalty, I would say slight obsession, I would say movement, I would say a process, hunger. A minute ago, I told you about I asked my kids to start my wife's car, right? And like I said, the car is on and everything is working like it's supposed to work. The alternator works, so the battery works, the spark plugs work, the belts work, so the pulleys work, so the belts are working, the fans are working. I'm burning oil, I'm burning gas, but my car is still staying in my driveway. It's not going anywhere. Distractions can keep us idle. Distractions can get in the way and keep us idle. And the thing is, sometimes the distractions are appealing. Like right now, it's cold outside, so to keep my car in the carport, or if you have a garage, to keep your car in the garage where it's nice and safe and warm, feels good. But you're not making any progress. You're not going anywhere. So that's why I say, to me, self-discipline looks like movement, looks like progress. You can see once you put the car in reverse and you get out of your driveway, out of your garage, you put it in drive and you head down the road, you can see a distance from point A to point B. You can see, well, look how far that I've come. Look how far that I've come. That's why so many bodybuilders, so many gym rats take progress pictures. For those times when I'm just tired, I don't want to do this anymore. They can look back and say, look where I started a year ago. Man, I can see growth. I can see growth. When this idea of loyal self-discipline looks like loyalty. Again, with the distractions. Distractions can come in like a side chick, like a side dude, and try to peel you away from the things that truly matter. To get in your head and to mess with your psyche and psychologically say, you know what, man, you don't really, come on, bro, come on. In the form of peer pressure. My friends know right now, peer pressure don't work with me. You can pick and prod and whatever. Man, once I got an idea in my head, you ain't going to get me off of it. Self-discipline is loyalty. And the last one, slight obsession. Have you ever talked to somebody that that was so focused on something? Like I talk to a lot of dog breeders, talk to a lot of people that work out, a lot of athletes, and everybody's really focused on the things that they love on these topics here. So much so that all of our conversations revolve around these dogs. All of our conversations revolve around working out. All of our conversations revolve around football or whatever they're slightly obsessed with. Self-discipline can't get it out of your head. Why? Because I want to be great. I want to reach my goal. I'm so focused right now. That's all that I can think about. So I'm sorry if I'm bombarding you and I'm bothering you with this idea of what's in my head, but I've got to tell somebody about it. I'm kind of slightly obsessed about it because I want to be great. I don't want to be average. That's what self-discipline looks like. I'm going to close with this. Earlier this week, I had read a story about a little boy. And the little boy wanted to be a boxer. So he would go to a gym and he would just watch the boxer spar. He'd watch him work out. So he found an older trainer and said, "Sir, mister, I want to be a boxer. I want to fight." The man looked at him and said, "Son, you want to work out? Or you want to be a boxer?" I said, "Yes, sir. All right. That's what I want you to do. I want you to go home, get ready for you do your homework, do whatever you got to do, go to bed early. Why? Because you're gonna have to wake up earlier than you want to wake up. I want you to get up, force yourself out of bed, run 5 to 6 miles. I want you to come meet me here in the morning. We're going to put you to work on the heavy bag, put you to work on the speed bag. We're going to be jump rope. We're going to go through some drills, some different workouts. And then we're going to do it again the next day." Cool. So the little man goes home and gets all his homework done. He eats supper, all that kind of stuff. He goes to bed. He gets up, he wakes up, he does it. He gets out of bed. Before he wants to get out of bed, he just forces himself out of bed, runs 5 to 6 miles, comes back to the gym. Man, he's giving this guy all that he has. Every ounce of effort and ability in this little man's body, he's giving it to him. Pretty soon, he does it for a week straight, then a month straight, then years go by. And all of a sudden now, this little boy that was wanting to be a boxer was a professional boxer. And it was time for a title fight. So here it comes. It's time for his title fight. He's in the ring. Boom. Champion of the world. He's raising his gloves and he's so proud. This excitement's going through him. All of a sudden he looks back on when he was a little boy and that dream that he had, everything, all the hard work, the blood, sweat, tears that he had to shed to get to this point. Man, he was proud. Well, as it sometimes said, you're not really a true champion until you defend your title. Anybody can get there once to see if you can keep it. Cool. So now everybody's trying to call him out, challenge him. He's working out. He doesn't get up quite as early, but he still gets up and he runs. He's not running 5 to 6 miles. He's running 2 to 3. But I mean, he's a champion, right? Cool. He goes to the gym instead of going right after he runs. He goes in the afternoon. He don't work out for as long. Time for him to take on his first challenger, his first opponent. No big deal. That's what you champions do. He ends up losing this fight. He's devastated. He's heartbroken. Man, he feels like he let the whole world down. He let himself down, his family down, his friends down, all of his fans and supporters down. He gets on his social media, his Facebook, his Instagram, his Twitter, all that. Everybody's just kind of talking down on him. He just feels discouraged. So he goes back home where it all began. He goes home. He goes to the gym where he first started training. He gets in that gym and he finds that old trainer. Now he's a very old man, but that man loves boxing, so he's in that gym. So he finds him and he says, "Man, I'm so sorry. I feel like I let you down. Man, I need to get my belt back. I need to get my belt back." And the old man looks at him. "Son, you want your belt back?" He said, "Yes, sir, I do." He said, "All right, I'm going to tell you how you get your belt back." He said, whatever you say, I'll do. I got to get my belt back. He said, "All right, that's what I want you to do. I want you to go home, take care of what you need to take care of. Then in the morning, I want you to get up earlier than you want to get up. I want you to force yourself out of bed. I want you to run 5 to 6 miles. Then I want you to meet me here. We're going to hit this heavy bag. We're going to hit the speed bag. We're going to do some jump rope. We're going to do all of these different drills. You're going to get your belt back." Stepping Stones, Part 2, Self-Discipline. You have a great day.